and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Ellie Taylor and Josh Widdicombe, James Acaster, Hugh Dennis and Rob Beckett. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. Here's a picture of Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn this week. So what's going on here?
Is this the beginning of the world's most harrowing sex education lesson?
Is he actually launching the new Trident replacement?
Is it just him going, ladies?
Did you just do that in my voice?
That's what I think is a really sexy voice,
Oh,
Josh.
cheers,
So
mate,
it's really
cheers,
good.
yeah.
Has the marrow entered Jeremy Corbyn in a funny-looking vegetable competition?
Is this a photo of the last two leaders of the Labour Party?
Corbyn defects to the Greens.
Lovely one.
Thanks.
Too right.
I think that's the first joke I've done in 3 years on it.
Not just on air.
Is he saying new debating rules? We can only speak when we are holding the marrow.
This is a photo of a politician and a really big vegetable. Two of the only things that wear rosettes.
Is it Jeremy Corbyn's party piece? And he says, I intend to close the conference by playing Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street on my marrow.
Oh, if you just mind if you played air saxophone on a marrow, that would be the finest.
The only way he'll join in with the national anthem is on a novelty marrow sax.
Very good.
That would be great. That would really work. That would be
Is it Corbyn recreating the dick pic he sent to Diane Abbott?
Look, it looks like the massive penis of a man who is hiding in that tree. It's over Jeremy Corbyn's shoulder.
Can we move towards the correct answer, please?
It's Jeremy Corbyn holding a marrow.
Yes, you're absolutely right, James. It is Jeremy Corbyn holding a marrow. Yes. This is a picture of Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn holding a marrow, presented to him by a local store in Brighton prior to this week's Labour Party conference. Have you been watching the conference?
We all expected more. Wait, I thought 2 weeks in of Corbyn's leadership, London would be burned to the ground. Buckingham Palace would be a soup kitchen.
The Queen would be queuing at a gyro centre, waiting for her benefits. One is the Queen.
I get the feeling, though, he doesn't really want to discuss much the conference. He's just still so overexcited he got in. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, the conference, he's just excited he's got a hotel room for a couple of nights. He's on the phone to John McDonnell going, yeah, if you just put a card in the wall, it turns the lights on. I just did it. We've got bathrobe, slippers, your minibar locked as well. Yeah, I know, Molton Brown. Quality, innit?
Why did one of Corbyn's shadow cabinet appointments upset farmers?
Oh, it's his farming minister is a vegan. She's the only politician less welcome on a farm than David Cameron.
The good thing about having a vegan agriculture minister is they will not talk bullshit. They talk organic mulch.
She wants to treat meat eaters the same as smokers, doesn't she? And you're thinking, well, you know, certainly if you go into Pizza Hut and order the meat feast, you'll think twice about that, wouldn't you, if you have to eat it outside?
I don't know. If people gathered outside offices to just eat meat, I think that would become enormously popular.
Just with a pepperami like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody hell, it didn't used to be like this, did it?
Sitting under one of those heat lamps, it's slowly cooking.
Imagine you can imagine meat eaters going away to European holidays just to come back to be like, it was amazing, you can still eat meat inside over there.
But then the NHS could help with, like, wean you off with, like, a meat patch. Or you could just chew an OXO cube if you were getting, like, pangs.
Could you put an OXO tube into an e-cigarette and, like, and vape it? Would that perform the same thing? Oh, beefy. No. Oh, I really need
Sorry,
that.
it just sounded like you're having sex with Ian Botham there.
Tell me again about those long walks, beefy.
I think you've got a point, though. I think meat is quite similar to smoking. I think, you know, a lot of people after sex, they like to have a cigarette. And I like to, after sex, just have a quick spit roast.
OK, who also had a party conference this week?
I believe it was UKIP.
It was, of course, UKIP. Yes, they did, actually, yeah. Nigel Farage, big fan of the show. How are you, Nigel? Good to the...
The thing about it wasn't they didn't have enough people, did they, at UKIP? They had to slash the ticket prices because nobody was turning up. I mean, they keep on telling us the country is full, but they can't even fill their own conference hall, can they?
It was at Doncaster Racecourse,
It was
which is
Doncaster.
weird, given the trouble they've had with the first past the post system. Why was it?
There was a woman who'd had a tattoo of Nigel Farage
Yes, there
done
was.
on her arm. There we go. But I'm wondering if it was a mistake. I'm wondering if the...
You're wondering if it was a mistake.
Well, only I just wonder if the tattooist said, I'm going to be doing a painful prick on your arm. You were surprised by what you got.
Why are these people paying to go and watch the UKIP conference? Do you know what I mean? If you want to watch, like, boring old men in shit clothes talk about hating foreigners, Top Gear's on Amazon soon.
In other news, what essential task will British astronaut Major Tim Peake be responsible for aboard the International Space Station?
Was this the geezer sending up to fix the toilet?
OK. We're not just sending the geezer up to fix the toilet.
Am I wrong?
No, in many
Am I
ways you're
wrong?
correct.
Am I wrong?
Former helicopter pilot is Major Tim Peake.
Please tell me he was a plumber first.
He was never, at no stage was he a plumber. They didn't go, yeah, we just got to train a guy. He'll be with you in a month or two.
I'd love it if it was the plumber first. But yeah, I can do that, but I'll finish work at 3 on a Friday.
They'll be floating around the space station going, it said between 2 and 6. It said between 2 and 6.
I can't believe I stayed in for this. The whole spacewalk worked out.
It's not an ordinary toilet, though, is it?
No, it's
because it's
clearly
weightless,
not an ordinary
isn't it? So you have to hold yourself down.
Yep.
And then you poo into a vacuum cleaner.
Yes, you do.
It's not just the Hoover, though, is it? It's a Hoover and a big fan that apparently keeps everything flowing in the right direction.
What happens when the shit hits the fan?
I feel like he's going up there just to fix the toilet. But it's like, or are they sending him up like to be a toilet attendant? So is he taking up a load of aftershave with him and some chopper chops? Armani, no panani.
No splash, no gash. That's another one they say, isn't it? I'm just repeating what they say to me in the toilet.
I go to very different nightclubs to the ones I go.
Andy, when was the last time you went to a nightclub?
Yeah, Andy. Yeah.
4 weeks ago, Rob. Come on.
And did they have the directions you were looking for?
Yes, they did. It was a jump to the left.
When was the last time you went to a nightclub, Dar?
I went dancing about a week ago.
Was it?
Yeah, nightclub in Dublin. Yeah, a great night dancing.
Oh, I've been dancing with you.
Yeah, you've
I
been
bet
dancing.
you dominate a dance
Oh,
floor.
I own the floor, bitches.
At Latitude Festival, Dara, they put on Eternal Flame.
Yeah.
And you got everyone in the tent to form a circle. And then you danced in the middle.
I can also play it on the marrow.
It makes a change.
Is it right with the astronauts' toilet, they've got... Because they have to reverse in.
Would you
Well, we all have to reverse in, I suppose. Well, a very strange technique. I actually come up through the U-bend.
You sit like that, like one of those annoying bosses at work going, right, so...
Good quarter, guys. I can flash it in my nose, watch.
OK, this is unnecessary to tell the story, but there is a comedian that we all know, and we can't tell you who it was, who very drunkenly came into the toilet once and at a hotel in Go, I think it was, and sat down on the portal and did what he had to do, went to bed, got up the next day and looked in the bath and had sat on the edge of the bath.
Oh, my God!
Is that Ed Byrne?
Yeah.
No, it's not Ed Byrne. No, that's comedian, but while we're in space, although we weren't, we were in a hotel in Galway having a shit in a bath. We weren't. I didn't look across.
All around it, back to back.
Four Irish comedians all going, oh, hello, God. Sorry, yes, while we're in space, what exciting discovery did NASA announce this week?
They've discovered liquid water. I didn't know that water could be any other form, but anyway...
You're familiar with steam and ice, I presume?
That's
In that round, the post with Rocky and James. Now we play a round called Is There Laugh on Mars? This game involves James and Josh, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is technology. Who wants to come in that? Josh.
I don't want to brag, but I've got a new debit card, so... Yeah, I know. I've one of the old touchy-downy... If you haven't got one of these, you have not lived, my friends. Oh, my God, never did you feel so smug in your life. Well, there you go. How would you like to pay? Just have, mate. See you later. What am I off? The future. Thing is, you get used to it. You can't go back. You're going somewhere now. Well, they haven't got the technology. Do you want to just put in your PIN number? Are you kidding me? Do you expect me to stand here for 4 seconds pushing buttons? What is this, a Victorian workhouse? No, I'm sorry, Marks and Spencer's, no. I'll be getting my Percy Pigs elsewhere in future. The worst is when you think they have the touchdown technology, but they haven't. You look like you've never used a debit card before in your life. How do you like to pay? You're just going... Are you having a breakdown? I don't like it when they've got the terminal and they have to ask for your permission. Do you mind if I just... Yeah, couldn't give a shit, mate. Just... What? Yeah, just in case he goes, do you mind if I just... Yeah, £4,000 unlucky, my friend. Enjoy your Sprite. It's the opposite of the other one I don't like, which is when the waiter makes too much of not looking at your PIN number. Hey, if you'd just like to put in your PIN number. Well, I wasn't suspicious of you until now.
OK, that leaves us with James. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is food.
I'm trying to eat more healthily lately. I bought some ready-to-eat apricots this week. They say you are what you eat, which is true, because as soon as I bought the ready-to-eat apricots, I was ready to eat apricots. Those ready-to-eat apricots, they came in a resealable bag as well, because not everyone's as ready to eat apricots as they think they are. Maybe next time they'll buy ready-to-eat some apricots. I know shitloads about bread. There's no such thing as prawn bread. So the origin of prawn toast remains a mystery. Favourite place to eat is Pret a Manger. If you don't know Pret a Manger, it's an authentic French restaurant. So much in there, so much to manger. I love manger in there. I think my favourite thing to manger is the yoghurts. I love to manger the yoghurts. So, you've got granola on top, then mainly yoghurt, then like fruit compote at the bottom. It's the way they eat it in Paris. And get a spoon, you mix it all together, and then you manger it that way. If you like. Or if you like, just leave it as it is, don't mix it, and just work your way down in order. Like, start off with nothing but granola to begin with, just shoveling raw granola in your mouth, just deflecting off your teeth, then power through the yoghurt for a really long time, getting absolutely nothing out of it, then end on the tangy compote. Like, whoa, what a finale! That's how I eat yoghurt. I eat them like they're packaged. That's why I like them fruit corners. They come with that little chaser.
Thank you very much. At the end of that round, the points go to James Acaster. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Ellie, which category would you like?
World news, please.
World news it is. The answer is 5 years. What is the question?
Is it how long before David Cameron makes his wife a ham sandwich again?
Is it how long it took me to do the first 2 years of school?
Is it how long does it take Rob Beckett to clean his teeth?
It's not far off. I just have to do it a bit whenever I can. It's a constant work. It's just a bit of sillet bang and a stiff broom, I'm done.
Is it, on average, how much younger do I look on Dave?
Is it how long my battery lasted on my Nokia 3310?
Still going somewhere in a drawer. Somewhere in a drawer, that phone is still there going, yeah, I'm still here. You can't stop me. You've even taken the battery out. It doesn't matter.
I'm playing Snake on myself!
I bought a Nokia 3310 because I had my phone stolen, put it in a drawer, got my phone stolen again 6 months later, and just took up, and it was still going.
When you've got mates that ring you, the battery goes down.
OK, do you ready to have the correct answer?
I think it is how long have the European Union known that you could cheat on emissions tests?
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much. Well done, Hugh. Yes.
How do you know that?
The question I was looking for was how long have EU officials known about devices being used to cheat emission tests in diesel cars? This revelation follows the news of Volkswagen, the world's biggest car manufacturer, has been caught using so-called defeat devices on 11 million cars.
So it's like, what, when it gets tested, it's not emitting as much.
This is the freaky thing. The car knows it's being tested.
Yeah.
So the car kind of shuts down its engine a bit so it doesn't emit as much stuff.
Well, that's just like holding in farts on the first date.
I think it's almost the
That's all it
exact
is.
parallel.
And then once you're going out with them, bums away.
That is almost exactly the metaphor which best explains it.
It's a bit boring, though, isn't it, if a scandal goes, isn't it? So, I mean, last week I missed out on Piggate, and now we're talking about diesel emissions. Can't someone spice it up and get a politician to stick their dick in a Beatles exhaust or something?
There is good news out there, though, isn't there? For those VW executives that have been implicated and for the shareholders, because if they are thinking of ending it all in the classic car fumes way, they'll be able to do it much quicker than they originally thought, won't they?
I don't think it is boring, though. I think this is the most exciting German emissions scandal since Boris Becker went in that broom cupboard in Nuremberg.
People are saying that it's going to damage the reputation of Germany and they're not going to come back from it. They've come back from worse.
Imagine now.
And you know what I'm talking about? Frank Lampard's goal, 2010.
How has a monkey sparked debate this week?
Oh, it's the selfie monkey.
It is the selfie monkey. You're
That's
absolutely right.
that's obviously quite an old story, the monkey that took the selfie, and we all like that picture. But now it's like in court that who owns the rights to the image?
Yep,
And some people, it's debates whether it's the photographer who owned the camera and left it there for the monkey to play with, or if it is the monkey who owns the right to a photo it didn't know it was taken.
How long does it take for him to clean his teeth?
Animal rights activists and PETA have argued that the monkey should own the rights to the photograph and therefore should gain any financial benefit from the photograph, including the money we will spend by putting him on the show now. So if whatever quid it costs to take a photograph on something like Mock the Week, the monkey will be sitting somewhere in Borneo or somewhere going, cha-ching. Making
it rain, darling.
Making it rain.
The funny thing about this is the fact that, like, how degrading for the photographer that the greatest photo that was ever taken was done by a monkey, and not him.
But the monkey's not going to have a career as a photographer. I'm not going to go to a wedding and they're going to go, where's the photographer? Masturbating and throwing shit at the bridesmaids. Not again, anyway.
This ruined the first wedding. This is why we had to do it all again.
Here's our wedding photos. It's just a load of selfies taken by a monkey, obsessed with itself.
That'd be great.
In the veil, holding the boat.
Just, if behind it there was like a bride and groom just trying to look around it. He's like going, "Wah!" Just taking photographs of
Everyone's there. That better not have been of yourself again.
You doing a selfie again, selfie monkey?
Just wasting everyone's time.
OK, now just the bride's family.
If you can't see the camera, I can't see you.
I mean, when...
At the end of that, the opponent's going to rob you and James. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
And that's a wonderful sleight of hand from the Welsh fly half. He's picked up the loose ball, he's tucked it back in his shorts, and nobody seems to have noticed.
I can see Nico Rosberg's helmet.
Apologies, after 15 years in this job, I've just been told it's not pronounced croquette.
And after that victory, they'll be dancing on the street of Samoa tonight.
100 metres in 4 hours, 26 minutes, and that is meter reading at its very best.
Now, Garry Kasparov, he's going to move his pawn. And he's done it just in time. His wife's home, but he's got it under the bed.
Welcome to beach volleyball. The players are currently getting changed into their kits while their mums hold a towel up in front of them.
And Shane Warne will be laughing on the other side of his face after that surgery.
I'd like to apologise. What you're watching is, in fact, judo, and not, as I said earlier, timed pyjama cuddling.
Well, this should be relatively easy for Rory McIlroy. Oh, how has he done that? All he had to do was say, get to Santander, 1, 2, 3 at
Kasparov toying with his bishop. Oh, no, his wife's home, she's caught him!
Ah, that pot was remarkable. But now I've got a major case of the munchies.
We'd just like to refute the idea that the BBC has lost coverage rights of all good sports. We now cross to a girl playing noughts and crosses against a clown.
What a thrilling cricket match.
Left hand, big right hand again, big left hand. Why has no one put these gloves in pairs?
What the fuck is a furlong?
OK. The next topic is unlikely things for a continuity announcer to say.
On ITV2 next, what Katie did next, which I'm guessing is get her tits out and marry some thick prick for publicity purposes.
I can see you.
A very special episode of Songs of Praise now, coming live from Stringfellows.
That was Game of Thrones, and if you're affected by any of the issues raised in that show, what the fuck is wrong with your family?
Is masturbation bad for you? That's not the next programme, I'm just thinking aloud.
Next up, baking and entering with Anthony Worrell Thompson.
Next up, Ross Kemp meets one of America's toughest gangs. But before that, a minute's silence for Ross Kemp.
No! Dad! This is bullshit! Hate it when the eggheads win.
Now on Channel 4, one born every minute, including graphic scenes of childbirth that some viewers may find inspiration to get a coil.
And now on Channel 4, skins. 4 skins.
Next up on Channel 4, +1, -2, divided by 3. Countdown.
Next up, we have literally the only episode of Top of the Pops 2 we're allowed to show.
That was Mock the Week. Wasn't it weird when one of them said the exact same thing I'm saying right now? Still, talented fella.
Next up on BBC... Wait a minute, are those hippos swimming in a circle? What? Why are we watching Homes Under the Hammer?
Now it's one of those X Factor episodes where they sing next to a swimming pool, I presume to prepare them for a life singing on cruise ships.
You're watching the adult channel +1, because that Viagra's taking a while to kick in.
Well, next up, it's Midlands Today, so if you're watching in the Orkneys, you can fuck off.
At the end of that round, the points go to James, Hugh and Rob. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Eddie Taylor and Joshua Whitcomb. Commiserations to James A. Carter, Hugh Dennis and Rob Beckett. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night. welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Ed Gamble, Holly Walsh and Rob Beckett, Milton Jones, Hugh Dennis and Ed Byrne. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I showed the panel a topical image and asked them to tell me what's happening. So here's a picture of the Chancellor of the Exchequer this week. So what's going on here?
Is he trying to knock Boris Johnson off his bike? He's got a look in his eye like that's what he's trying to do.
David says I should always be the receiver.
Is this Osborne's idea of sports casual?
Yeah, that is actually boarding school PE kit.
If you catch the ball, he takes away your disability benefits.
Is this November in the least sexy charity calendar ever? just hold it.
It looks like the advert. It looks like some sort of like high-end sex doll for women with very low self-esteem.
He's going, all right, Dave, let's play a game. Let's play Piggy in the... Oh, no, let's not play that.
To be honest, he's probably thinking this is exactly the kind of photo they use on Mock the Week.
I know we're all be seeing this on a Thursday night. And on Dave forever. As I'm trapped in this quasi-athletic pose for all eternity.
Have they done away with the red briefcase? Is that...
Is it Conservative leadership contest hots up when they find Thatcher's last egg?
Oh, I wish that was the actual answer.
Do you think that they have, like, sort of break time in number 10 where they all just sort of go down at 11 o'clock and just play games?
Well, like prison.
In the yard.
Yard time.
Yeah, yard time. You just walk around.
Just out of shot is Cameron just doing weights, just really...
Tatted up. You never see that way. When he's got a big sleeve tattoo of like...
There's Boris Johnson making a shank out of a toothbrush.
Yeah. Labour leaders, like with one tier for each Labour leader. Do you know what it is? Why is in the news this week?
They had their conference, didn't they? The Conservative Party.
Indeed they did. Thank you very much, Rob. You're absolutely spot on there. Yes. This is Chancellor George Osborne ahead of the Conservative Party conference this week. A recent survey has put him well ahead of his rivals to succeed David Cameron as the party leader. It's exciting to know that this has already started.
Yeah.
Party leader election, which will take place in 2019. And there's already polls about who's going to be taking over.
Well, I hope it's not him, actually. I hope it's Boris. Because if Boris gets in and Corbyn's in, you can forget about politics altogether, don't have an election, have no election at all, and just settle it all with a bicycle race. First one to Brighton forms a government.
Well, have you watched the conference?
I'm waiting until the full box set comes out.
Really?
I'm just going to binge watch
if you dip in and dip out, does it ruin it for you?
Yeah, it really does. I don't get the full character development.
No, you're right.
Yeah. That's the other pose the sex doll does.
That is, yes.
He's doing a Spice Girls dance routine.
That is previous to his speech. That is a stance he adopted. I don't know for how long, or was it just a lucky photograph, or was he like that for the entire speech? Just standing awkwardly buffeted against a wind that we can't picture.
He did an interview that made him look... I think the idea was to make him look sort of humanoid. But he said it was just with him. It was like he was deliberately trying to throw people with the things he was into. Like some of his favourite... Train Spotting, one of his favourite films. Or one of his favourite gigs he ever went to was NWA.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe he hasn't got that mixed up with somebody else. I'm sure he went to see TLC.
or just was once in NW8. Which is Primrose Hill, as far as I know. It's a very nice part of London, the kind of place he'd be hanging. But that is actually NWA. He saw them at the Brixton Academy when he was a student.
Maybe it's a singer from his village called Nice White Alan.
Or it's the National Waterways Association, which is a lot harder to do a drive-by with a barge.
Did they not do a track called Fuck the Police, though?
They did, yes.
And is that not being a guide to his Home Office spending cuts?
What does NWA stand for again, Dara?
It stands... Nice lads with attitude. That is for them to say. It is for them to say that is the way it works. That is the way it works. Them's the rules. That's fine.
Yeah,
equally, they can't call me Paddy. It's, you know, whenever I meet Ice Cube, I say, da-da-da-da-da-da, and he goes,
PWA, is that what you call
Yeah,
yourself?
Paddy's with attitude,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I've often joshed with Ice about that. That's what I would call the band. Fuck the Gardaí. Just for the Irish.
Such a strong statement. I don't think I couldn't do that. My level's like finger a special constable. That's
Did he not? He also said, didn't he, that in this interview that he'd lost a lot of weight over the last year.
He lost all that weight doing the 5-2 diet,
Yeah.
which is where you eat for 5 days and then you starve yourself for 2 days. And he liked it so much, he put loads of families on it.
I love the idea of Tories wander around Manchester. So going, oh, so what, is it zone 70? I've been up here before. Chips and gravy, got his you?
Have you ever seen Ian and Duncan Smith in the same room?
Have you, for the last one, thought they were a double act?
It's obviously some kind of benefit scam.
I'll just sign this for Duncan Smith as well.
It sounds like it's a nickname, doesn't it? Like Ian Duncan. How'd you get that then?
He loves a biscuit, doesn't he? Smashing them, mate. Obnobs. Covered in obnobs, is that Ian?
It sounds like Ian Duncan used to work as a plasterer or something. Oh, you used to work down the sides. Oh, Duncan Smith. That's what he called Ian.
We lost that contract, no amount of biscuits he ate.
Yeah, leave it at Duncan. I really can't do an English accent, I apologise.
Was that an English accent?
Yeah, it was.
Leave it at Duncan.
Yes.
Oh, don't do that to me. No, not now, not with the biscuits.
Oh, Duncan.
Get out there, apples and pears, man.
I'll be getting all this for my trouble and straw.
That's so racist, though.
Yeah. To my heritage.
Yeah.
Sorry. What is Michael Gove planning for British prisons?
He's going to sell them.
He's going to sell them off for what, though?
He's going to sell them off in inner city prisons. He's actually going to sell off of flats, isn't he? They won't be calling them prisons, obviously, they call them gated communities.
I only hope that the viewing starts early and there's people, middle-class couples looking around going, oh, yes, no. Oh, no, we'll knock through here. And there's a bloke going, try that.
He is, though. He's trying to reform the prisons after he turned the school system into the prison system.
Yeah.
That's right, innit?
You get, sometimes when I'm sitting next to Rob, I feel like a bus driver with a guy just standing up front talking to me.
Another thing, And you know how you stop yourself falling over if you're doing that? You've got to really just spread your legs apart.
In France, is it called doing a bit of croissant?
What?
Doing a bit of porridge, isn't it?
Oh, porridge, sorry, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I wasn't in my world. I bought Alpen the other day without added sugar. I was nearly sick. It was like eating the bottom of the hamster cage.
How do you know that?
Because I was really hungry one morning and I didn't have anything.
A lot of prisons are more independent now anyway. Broadmoor, Strangeways, Australia.
By the way, Jeremy Hunt on the train, do you know what happened to him?
Yeah.
He pulled the emergency brake.
No, he didn't pull the emergency brake. He pulled the
Emergency alarm.
He pulled the emergency alarm while in the toilet, got confused about how the toilet worked, pulled the emergency alarm, they made an announcement. Somebody has pulled the emergency alarm in the toilet, if anyone could go, you know, because no doctors were there, because they're all still working, and couldn't get to it. And then he, like, the door to open, shunk, in that kind of Star Trek style-y, and the Minister for Health had to walk out and go, no.
I always wondered this about guys on trains. Like, do you stand up to pee or do you sit down to pee because it's moving so much?
Oh, I stand, because it's an exciting challenge.
Yeah.
have to stand, you stand as Osborne does just
It's
before
exactly
a speech.
Your legs far apart.
Yeah,
And so that actually, in many ways, you're much closer because you've moved your entire hippage is lower, right? Yeah. And then one arm holding the back wall and the other arm holding a pole, and then, you know, you're there. You're...
And sometimes, just to add an extra bit of spice, we won't lock the door.
Tick-tock, tick-tock, and any minute that's going to open and somebody's going to see me in cruciform position.
But then eventually that buzz goes and then you have to do a stand-up poo just to really get that high.
Yeah.
If you're not standing up, you miss the whole of that vacuum thing, which is the best thing about trained loos, isn't it? You're like on a normal flight. There's nothing exciting about that, is it? Girls don't see it, do they? Because they're still sitting down when they press the button and it goes...
No, we get up. We get up to do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
You're up by then.
Like, we would be sealed in it if we stayed. You would go in there and you would just find some woman's waiting for you to prize her off.
You're not necessarily...
Prince Charming to the rescue. Yeah, milady, would you like me to...
I like how quickly we've moved from the Tory party conference to shitting.
Yeah. At the end of that round, the points go to Ed Hugh Milton. Now we play a round called GWA, Gaggers with Attitude. This game involves Milton Jones and Ed Gamble, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel for the first topic. And the first subject is parenthood. Who wants to come in on that? Ed.
Been thinking recently that I should maybe have a baby, but I've thought about it and definitely not. Couldn't handle that amount of responsibility, something that precious. It's terrifying. You know, I've got friends who've just had a baby and they offer that thing around like a plate of biscuits. Do you want to hold my baby? Do you want to hold my baby? I don't want to touch your baby. That is a heart in a bag. I'm going nowhere near that thing. You wouldn't send the work experience into the boardroom, would you? Start me off at holding your uncle and I will work my way up. This is Uncle Toby, 47, from Swansea. Don't worry about dropping me, Ed. I am absolutely shit-faced. Still can't help it. I still think I might want a baby. Like, there's just moments in life I'm just grabbing at signs from the universe. Think, oh, maybe I should have a baby. It's happened to me the other day. I was in the queue in a shop to buy a new light bulb. Because I'm not a student anymore, my light bulb had gone. I'm not going to sit there in the dark for 6 months. So I was in the queue, and in the queue in front of me was a man with a baby. He was a dad. You've got to give people the benefit of the doubt in that scenario. Can't go storming in going, excuse me, is that your baby? You've just got to admit it probably is, right? And on the wall, there were these light switches. They weren't real light switches. They were just, like, designer ones to show you what they would look like on the wall. And the baby was playing with them. It was going, ah-da-da-da-da-da, playing with them. And the dad was going, yeah, try that one. And was going, ah-da-da. I saw that. I thought, ooh, that's quite sweet. Maybe I want a baby. There's something in that tableau that I quite like. Maybe I want a baby. Am I broody? Is this brood? And then the dad walked off with the baby, and I wandered over to the light switches and started playing with them. I thought, oh, no, that's what I wanted.
Well done, Ed. So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is transport.
So I was on the bus the other day. Driver stopped, got off, wouldn't come back. Apparently some bloke with big teeth kept talking to him. Before that, though, I overheard a mermaid on the bus. She said,
I like sitting on the beach, but my other half likes swimming.
Anyway, reading between the lines is dangerous if you're waiting for a train. Anyway, I did a show in Liverpool recently, and afterwards a bloke came up to me and said, hey, listen, I want to talk. I said, well, just keep practising. Next month, I'm in Northern Ireland, County Down, 4, 3, 2... I don't need a relationship. I am a rock. I'm an island. Sometimes I go down to airport arrivals and I stand with a piece of cardboard saying, no one. Well, I did that until I had to give a lift to a Mr. Noon.
Well done. Give that round the points for Ed Gamble. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Please, may I have home news?
OK, home news it is. The answer is poultry, axes and pills. What is the question?
Is this the ingredients for the hardest ever episode of Ready, Steady, Cook?
Is it what gave my sister the hen night she wasn't expecting?
Is it what 3 things are inadvisable to smuggle up your arse?
What are the only 3 ways I can still get the horn?
Is it what is the actual title of an aisle in Aldi?
Is it what accessories come with the Charlie Sheen action figure?
What 3 things do you need if you're going to cook cock o' Valium?
Is it a night out of Bill Cosby?
Is it what respectively makes you a threat to vegans, trees and headaches?
Triple threat.
Is it what ingredients does Heston Blumenthal need to make a lemon meringue pie?
What are the only 3 things the BBC haven't managed to build a bake-off style show around?
What 3 things do you need if you're going to make an abattoir where the chickens have a choice?
That is... Wow, that is dark. So I put it to you again, Mac Cluckerson. Shall I do it or shall you do it? Then you know the correct answer.
What are you allowed to have a plastic... OK, what are you allowed to get a free plastic bag with if you're buying? I didn't say this right.
Say it one more time.
OK. Because it's really technical. Because it's like... What are you allowed... What? No, I can't do it.
You have all the bit...
What are the exceptions? OK, I've got it.
For which items?
What are the exceptions to the free plastic bag? No.
Yeah,
I've got it!
Okay. What 3 products would exempt you from the 5p charge on a plastic bag?
That's absolutely right. Yes. The question I was looking for is, what are some of the items that are exempt from the new 5p charge for plastic carrier bags? The government introduced the charge throughout England on Monday to reduce litter and protect the environment.
Like, you're paying 5p for a bag, you can get a trolley for £1, can't you?
The reaction has been fairly over the top. This is the front page of the Daily Mail. Plastic bags, chaos looms. Because you got to pay 5p. This is a thing that was introduced in Scotland, in Wales, in Northern Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. It's been there for 10 years.
Yes, but be honest, Dara. You and I moved here when it was brought in the Republic of Ireland because of the Armageddon that it
created.
Ireland was laid waste. People fought over bags, put them over each other's heads, choked people. It was horrible.
It was brother against brother. It was father against mother. It was carnage in Ireland over the bags. What? What a bag! How dare... It was screaming.
Armageddon.
5p a bag, though, that's good, isn't it? I've got loads of plastic bags under my sink. I'm going to start selling them outside Asda for 4p.
Yeah, people are opening that drawer and going, I'm a millionaire!
Yeah. It might turn into an insult, though, mightn't it? 5p bag. You just go, yeah, your mum's a 5p bag, mate.
If you was in a massive Tesco and you got yourself a bit of Cherokee gear, you could... did you not buy Cherokee from Tesco?
What's Cherokee?
It's their brand of clothes in Tesco. I I'm not in my world, am I? This is my first suit from Asda. 20 quid. I nearly caught fire walking down the road. I didn't need a hanger, just static, threw it in the air. Caught on the ceiling.
No one, I shall only wear Cherokee.
If you buy clothes in the supermarkets, will you get a nice bag? Or...
I'm sorry, I'm more intrigued that the Tesco clothing range is called Cherokee.
Something like that. I might be saying it wrong, because I said... What did I say wrong the other day? Those Mikados.
Mikado.
I say
Why are you looking at me like we live together? What did I say wrong the other day, love? What was it?
I did the opposite of that with your mispronunciation. I accidentally called Wagamamas Wagamamas. That's the poshest thing I've ever done in my life. Wagamamas.
I prefer Wagapapas, but Wagamamas will do it in pub.
When we were underage and trying to get served in pubs, you know Bombardier, the ale Bombardier, one of my friends panicked and said, "Can I have a pint of Bombardier, please?"
In other news, what unexpectedly appeared in St Albans recently?
Is this the big hole?
Yeah. It's the big hole, yeah. It's
the sinkhole.
The sinkhole, yeah. This is the hole that appeared in St Albans last week. It's 33 feet deep and about 60 foot across. That probably doesn't give the full scale of it. I think we've been... that's just appeared one day.
If that is the sinkhole, what does the sink look like? That picture, though, is completely weird, isn't it? There looks like there is a tennis ball.
Unhelpfully placed for scale is a hedge that looks exactly like a tennis ball. So people go, it's not that big. It's about 3... You could fit about 4 tennis balls into that.
I think it's interesting that you say what appeared, a hole appeared. I would think of that as the ground disappeared. That's the way I would view that out. We've got a whole... we've got less roads now.
I wish you'd just take a massive spliff of that money when it works.
I mean, has a hole appeared or has the ground disappeared? When you think about it, maybe the inmates are really, free, and we are the prisoners.
What if we put the deficit in a rocket and sent it into a black hole?
Suddenly Milton's shirt's making a lot more sense.
See, what I would love to do is get myself a high-vis vest and a clipboard and go up and knock on that door and go, "Have you got planning permission for this swimming pool?"
They have popped up more and more. I mean, there's one that footage we have of one in South Korea, and this is just taken from one of those kind of transport buses which are on the side of a tram in...
Is that your bus, Ollie?
Yeah. No, hopping off. I'll start my day. Oh, yeah, all right, on the way to work. And then...
That is a horrible version of You Been Framed they've got through it.
That is the squarest sinkhole you will ever see.
That black bloke with a hat on's going, no one's going to believe they just fell in. I'm going to get in trouble.
Who was the last to see them? Oh, it was me. I know they fell in a hole. They fell in a hole.
It would be awesome if he then just jumped in the hole.
OK, again, and points go to Rob Holiday. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a news programme.
And the markets are as followed. £3 a loose banana there, £3 a juicy straw.
Well, he went in half an hour ago and he still hasn't come out, so I can only assume he's having a very big poo.
Sad news now. Wally has been found. His funeral's next week. No one knows where, but that's what he would have wanted.
As I stand here in this village where the water is ridden with disease and human faeces, we have to ask ourselves one question. Why did I choose to wear flip-flops?
Sorry, I just wanted to check something. I'm standing just a stone's throw from where the meeting is taking place.
With thousands dead, there looks like no end to the bloodshed. I've been Holly Walsh for the BBC, reporting from Midsummer.
Welcome to Fox News. The bastards have been through the bins again and shit on the drive.
And the Italian wing of Heinz soup has been put into administroni.
I'm on the scene where the search continues for the beloved pantomime star. What's that? He's where?
The fighting here has been drawn out and bloody, but I have finally got my microphone back from that bastard at Sky News.
We cross live now to the King's Road, where Jose Mourinho has no trousers or pants on and is telling the pigeons it's the referee's fault.
And we've got Barry Chuckle on the scene of the crime. Barry, to you.
It's not good news. I've just been talking to the American ambassador and I said to him, surely now Osama bin Laden has gone from terrorist to martyr. He said, we say tomato.
Is there sexism at the BBC? Let's ask Sally Johnson, who's our lovely smiles and pretty cakes correspondent.
This is the first time I have reported from the Pamplona Bull Run. Fucking hell!
OK, the next topic is unlikely agony aunt letters.
Dear Deirdre, why does semen make you fat?
Dear Deirdre, I have spent the last 6 months living with a beautiful woman. But yesterday, she found out.
Dear Deirdre, I swear Eastern European meerkats are trying to sell me car insurance. Am I going mad?
Dear Deirdre, last time I wrote to you, you told me that there was nothing wrong with masturbation. Why then, yesterday, did I get thrown off the bus?
My girlfriend's livid because I got drunk and did a shit on the roof. Please tell me, how can I wipe the slate clean?
I have terrible trust issues. Please help me, Deirdre, if that's your real name.
Dear Deirdre, my husband is pressurising me to try Alan. Also, how do I turn off predictive text?
Dear Deirdre, I have just bought a diesel VW and I am fuming.
My wife wants us to experiment in the bedroom, but last time we did that, the Bunsen burner singed my pubes.
Dear Deirdre, I can only achieve orgasm while writing a letter. Do you think it's... It doesn't matter.
Dear Deirdre, how do I turn off caps lock?
Dear Deirdre, look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Is there any other tips on satisfying my wife?
As we own our own business, my wife and I often make love at work, and we love to try new positions. Tomorrow, I'm finance director, and she's head of IT.
Dear Deirdre, I have a mole on the end of my penis. How much trouble am I in with the RSPCA?
At the end of that round, the boys going to rob Holly and Ed. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ed Gamble, Holly Walsh and Rob Beckett. Commiserations to Milton Jones, Hugh Dennis and Ed Byrne. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night. Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Zoe Lyons and James Acaster, Gary Delaney, Hugh Dennis and Josh Widdicombe. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. In this round, I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's happening here? There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the end of comedy. That's it. There's literally nothing we can add to this particular story. Once we've shown that picture, that's it. It's all over, folks. Time to go home. That picture has finished it. 250 years of satire, and it's now done. That's it. I'm telling you, everything. Swift, the whole lot. Punch, Private Eye, have I the news for you? The Establishment Club, all done. Good night, people. We're out of here. Let's just show that picture and go to bed. I will ask the question again as we look at the picture. What's happening here?
Foreplay.
Foreplay is the first answer we've received.
Is David Cameron saying, I met your mum once?
Is it a poster for the new film Babe 3, City Boy and the Pig?
Has the Ashley Madison website been hacked again?
Well done at taking two recent stories and slamming them together into one top-quality punchline.
Is the cameras going, whatever you do, don't open your mouth?
Don't go at any stage, right? Because we are not the ones who made this story happen, right?
As somebody said, pulled pork, and David Cameron's going, no, we're just good friends.
Oh, lovely stuff.
That is not the answer.
Is it Prime Minister updates his Tinder profile picture?
Is this a photo of David Cameron singing a rousing rendition of Two Become One by the Spice Girls?
Is Cameron going, no, I won't blow your house down, provided you just do a little something for me?
I mean, he has caught the pig in front of the house made of bricks, to be fair. It's the third one.
Yeah. He's looking very happy in that picture, though. Is it Prime Minister gets a massive lard on?
Is there an angry farmer somewhere shouting, no, David, I said pluck a fig?
It's not a phrase that anyone has ever said. I'm only off. Fig plucking.
I'd sooner be a fig plucker than a fig plucker son. Well done, thank you very much, actually. I was gambling there, but I got it.
I think that photo is just David Cameron going, well, this photo shoot's never going to come back and bite me on the arse, is it?
Yeah, there's no harm in me visiting a petting zoo. There won't be any problems with that whatsoever.
Surely that would be a heavy petting zoo, anyway.
I think this is... There is no particular story in this picture. I think he's probably just at a farm.
Yes, Hugh Dennis, that's absolutely right. How innocent. This is just a picture of Prime Minister David Cameron pictured last year visiting a farm. However, he is now at the centre of allegations, including drug-taking and debauchery with a pig during his years at Oxford University. The claims are made by former Conservative Party Treasurer Lord Ashcroft in a new biography serialised in the Daily Mail this week. The PM spokeswoman said she did not see the need to dignify the book by offering any comment, and other sources close to Cameron later dismissed the pig allegations as nonsense and not true. So that's settled with it. We need never mention it again.
They said they don't recognise the allegations. They didn't say they don't recognise the pig.
That pig is not his type because it's alive.
Yeah. So that's the point about it was a dead pig.
Yeah, that's the point.
If you've got a dead pig, some people, don't they? They put an apple in its mouth. What's wrong if you had a couple of plums as well?
Of course, it was the head of a dead pig in this story. Of course it was. Of course, anything else would be bizarre.
Yeah. And it's an etiquette minefield at these posh do's, isn't it? Because you never know. When do you use the little knife? Is that my side plate? Is that the correct glass for white wine? Is now an appropriate time to place my cock in a pig's head? It's just... it's an etiquette minefield.
I just tend to dip it in everything once, just on the off chance and get it right. Just feeling around the table.
It was actually when this story broke, wasn't it? He was meeting the Danish PM.
It's the most beautiful. It's so incredible.
What is Denmark famous for? I mean, we called him the Danish PM, but presumably there's every chance Cameron just calls him an escort agency boss.
People have done things in college, and I think in some ways you've got to have that amount of sympathy because we've all, you know, possibly done things in college that shouldn't be investigated. Maybe not a university here, maybe one in another country. But let's not look into things. Let's not investigate stuff that may have happened back in the mists of time, you know. So people died. It was a terrible night. But you know, we've all moved on, haven't we? Haven't we? Yeah, good.
There is apparently photographic evidence of the event, which made me wonder, terrible, was the pig wearing a GoPro?
That photo was before digital cameras. Who took that film to Snappy Snaps? Imagine it. Yeah, there's one photo on there, the one with the pig. Can I get that on a mouse mat as well?
Do you think what's going to turn up is a jigsaw with one piece missing in the jigsaw? No, we lost it in a house move. How did this incredible, life-affirming story emerge?
Well, it's revenge, isn't it? It's this guy, Lord Ashcroft. He was treasurer of the Tory party. He worked for the Tory party for 10 years, and he was promised a job in the cabinet. And then when David Cameron got into power, he offered him a junior whip's job in the Foreign Office.
And he went bananas.
He went bananas.
Absolutely bananas. And he's done all this. He acts like it's not, but it is. It's a classic example of revenge being a dish that's best served cold, like prosciutto.
When they leaked, when the Daily Mail had this story, I didn't know that there's a dailymail.com, which is the American version, so I'd never been on the website before, so I typed it into the internet. And their headline, because they've got no interest in this in America, was John Hamm wins an Emmy. And I thought, is that the pig? God, his career's gone from strength to strength.
Well, yeah, the pig got an Emmy for faking it.
In other news, and there was other news this week. Remarkably, trawling the papers, there was other stuff happening in the world. What small group gathered in Bournemouth last week?
Was it the Abused Pig Support Society?
No, it was not.
It was the Liberal Democrats.
The Lib Dems had their thing.
They had their conference in 2 4-man tents.
They've only got 8 MPs. They don't need a big hall.
No, they don't
All they need is a Citroen Picasso.
They did it at Cafe Nero, and they shared a loyalty card and still couldn't get a free coffee. It's a low moment, isn't it?
That is tough, all right.
There are other people at the conference, though, aren't there? It's not just the MPs.
No, it's not. No,
there are
it's
6 or 7 other people there.
Yeah. The best bit is when the venue hire said, well, we can just put 2 tables together. That'll do.
My favourite detail of the conference was that Paddy Ashdown did a DJ set.
Oh. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, wow. I love the idea that there's a poster somewhere with the words Paddy Ashdown, open brackets, DJ set, close brackets. Their party is so small that Vince Cable was doing the perfume for £1 in the toilet.
Wasn't there talk of splitting as well, and of some people leaving to make a new left-wing party?
The idea, yeah.
How can you split something that's already that small? You'd need the Large Hadron Collider to do that.
What did Jeremy Corbyn get in trouble for not doing last week?
Not being very good.
He didn't sing the national anthem.
Why did he not sing it?
Well, he's a Republican. He doesn't believe in the monarchy. But he claimed he was very much deep in thought. But then he's probably like most of the population who doesn't actually know all of the words to the national anthem.
There's a very odd thing in the second verse, though, which no one knows at all, which the opening line of which is, "Thy choicest gifts in store, on her be pleased to pour," which is a really odd image of somebody just emptying a massive sack of presents on her head.
Thy choicest gift in store sounds like a very old Argos advert.
Thy choicest gifts are in store now.
Didn't he claim that he was remembering the war?
He said no. He later said that he was so moved because of his memories of his parents who were involved in the war and all thing, which is his first piece of spin.
Could we?
Just sweet. You.
None of us like the national. It's not a banging tune over here.
No,
Paddy
it's not.
Ashdown didn't spin it at the.
He just got to a break beat, dropped it. Hey, here comes the Queen.
Looks for Vic's cable. Get on the dance floor.
Things are about to get pretty extreme.
If they want something Jeremy Corbyn will sing gleefully, why don't they do David Cameron Had a Farm?
The boys from James, Owen and Andy. Now we play a round called Don't Go Bacon My Heart. This game involves Gary and James, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is leadership.
Leadership looks fun, but it's stressful. Just look at anyone leading a conga. On the outside, it looks brilliant, having a great time all the time. Just... Yes, you bloody are. Yes, you bloody are, mate. In their heads, just going, I don't know where I'm going. I didn't plan a route. I never asked for any of this. God, I miss my family. Everyone's trapped in the conga. You think you can leave? You can't leave. Person at the back, maybe, they could let go, make a run for it. Everyone else, you let go. You're not out the conga. Now, you're the leader of a rival conga. Now you've got turf wars to worry about. Worst case scenario, you're second from the back, you let go. The one person behind you loves congas, isn't giving up for anyone. You're trying to mingle at the party with a maniac on your hips. You can have a serious discussion about the Lib Dem conference and still going hell for leather. You'd have to go swimming just to get rid of them. Never going to lead a conga. Never going to lead a Three Cheers either. I don't know who these lunatics are. I don't know where you acquire that level of confidence. Just get up in a room full of people. 3 cheers for Jackie! Hip, hip! What if everyone goes, no? Not 3 cheers for Jackie, she's an unpleasant person. How about no cheers for Jackie? Hip, hip, shut up.
OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. OK, the topic is health. Where you go?
I'm a lot sportier than I might look. In fact, I picked up a little niggle at the gym the other day. I mean, he pronounces it Nigel. I had a very stressful journey getting here today. All the way, this lorry driver was right up my arse. But it was nice of him to give me a lift. Now, I spent most of the afternoon hanging out at the swimming baths. And then somebody told me and I tucked it back in again. I put on a lot of weight recently, so I rang up Weight Watchers. I said, it's an emergency. Can you send somebody round? And they said, yes, we can. We got loads of those. My grief counsellor died recently, but luckily he was so good I didn't give a shit. I accidentally kicked the dog earlier and he bit me on the bollocks. My mate said it's karma. I said, no. If anything, he's even more angry. I asked the vet, what can I do? I think my dog's racist. He keeps barking at the Asian man next door. And the vet said, muzzle him. I said, I don't know, but he's got a beard. I went round to see my nan. I said, what you been up to? She said, weed in the garden. I said, well, at least you didn't shit in it. I was in the garden with my girlfriend earlier, and we saw the 18-year-old girl next door, all dolled up, ready to go out clubbing. And my girlfriend said, do you know what? At that age, I could really see myself in her. which was weird, because I was thinking the exact same.
Thank you very much. Well done, David. Point there for David. Come on. The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. James, which category would you like?
Sport, please, Dara.
Fantastic. Sport it is. The answer is 20 minutes. What is the question?
How long does it take to steam French beans so they don't squeak when you bite into them?
What is a frankly disappointing distance for the TARDIS to travel back in time?
How long does it take Joey Essex to fill in the name and address section on any form?
On average, how long is it between Greek elections?
Is it how often does David Cameron have to take swine flu medication?
Is it when a man says he's going to make love all night long, what does he really mean?
Oh, let it go! It was one time, Gary!
Is it true or false? People don't understand true or false questions.
Is it for the rest of his life, what is the longest David Cameron will go without someone shouting, oink, oink?
Is it? How long had the pig been dead for before...
Is it how long was I watching the footy drunk for last Friday before I realised they were playing rugby?
OK, they know what it is.
Yeah.
It is, I think, how long was the opening ceremony to the Rugby World Cup?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes. The question is, how long did the Rugby World Cup opening ceremony last? The 6-week tournament kicked off with an opening ceremony at Twickenham, which told the story of the sport's history and featured cameos from Prince Harry and Johnny Wilkinson, and was over nice and quick so the sport could start, which I think is generally a good thing for these things. Are you watching the Rugby World Cup?
Not at the moment, I'm here.
OK.
Prince Harry had a little cameo role, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know.
Was it a comic cameo role?
Well, it sort of was, wasn't it? You know, he's pretending... There we go. It was, in fact, his first historical costume drama since he dressed up as Hermann Goering in the
They're trying to be historical characters standing next to an outside fuse board, aren't they?
It didn't reflect what rugby is. The opening ceremony should have been a small boy standing in the rain while a sexually repressed 40-year-old PE teacher shouted at him. And a bigger boy flattened him. Because that is what rugby is. It's the worst sport in the world. It's horrible. It's bullying. It's bullying.
It's organised bullying, yeah.
I used to run ahead of the ball so they couldn't pass to me.
Widdicombe! Widdicombe!
Brain before brawn, my friend.
It was invented when a schoolboy supposedly picked up the football and started running with it. And it was bound to be a public school. If you did that at a state school, you'd have just got your face filled in because you'd basically given away a free kick during a football match. Whereas at the public school, they went, oh, by Jove, I think Webb Ellis onto something here. Look what he's just done with that pig's bladder. Oh, my, look what he's doing with it now. They'll all be doing that.
Just when you thought we'd dropped the subject. Just when you thought we'd moved on, it sucks you back in.
I don't think they've chosen the right host cities. I went back to Exeter, which is my local city. They've got a game. They've got one of the World Cup games. To give you an idea of Exeter, right? Do you remember the poster shop, Athena? Mm-hmm. They've still got one. They've got an Athena next to a C&A, darling.
The French team are complaining, aren't they?
The French team are complaining, yeah.
Because they've been housed in Croydon for the 6-week duration. I was once on a train coming back into Croydon very late at night, and there was a businessman sat opposite me, and a very, very drunk man sat opposite the businessman who was clearly trying to hold in the contents of his evening, this drunk man. And the train just pulled into Croydon, and this drunk man just threw up into this plastic bag in front of him. And without missing a beat, the businessman looked up and went, Croydon does that to me too sometimes.
Look at those idiots.
Yeah, that's the French team. Selfie.
Stupid. We've got a selfie stick. someone's taken a photo of them with the selfie stick. I hate selfie sticks. So I'm going to invent a joke selfie stick where you press the button and it drops the camera.
In other news, what could happen to drunk air passengers in the future?
They might sober up.
Yeah.
They're complaining drunks are getting on planes. They make you wait for 2 hours in a pub. That's just a brilliant pub that happens to have good transport links.
It is true, though, isn't it? It's the only time you see people sort of 3 o'clock in the morning in an airport pub just going, oh, I'll have a bacon sandwich and 4 pints of Stella. That seems to make sense, doesn't it? We're here. As soon as you take away windows, all responsibility goes, doesn't it? It can be any time I want it to be.
Totally agree. I saw a guy, this was out of order, 7 a.m, having a Wagamama's. What the hell are you doing?
You're right, you're right.
What is going wrong in your life? There's a guy drinking Guinness, looking across, going, he's got problems.
It's only a problem on planes, though, isn't it? It's not a problem in airports, is it? And it's only a problem on planes if you get so drunk that you go, right, you, outside, now.
But they always say that people get drunk and try to open the doors. Presumably you can't actually open those doors.
I don't think someone can just run around... The doors, obviously, they can't be opened, otherwise we'd all still be on the last plane we got onto. You can't actually... Yeah, but you can't in a kind of a, hello, you're a very pretty... who says, whoa! That big roundy bun doesn't open. Whoa! Give me a call! James Owen Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
Dear Anne, the other day I was changing my baby's nappy and he weed right in my face. Does this mean I can make a PPI claim?
Well, the toilet wasn't connected and there was no water coming out of the taps, and that's the last time I have a poo in the showroom at B&Q.
An important recall announcement now, as it transpires a large shipment of party poppers was mistakenly packaged as tampons.
Bad news for electricity consumers. N-Power has been bought by N-Dubs.
Critics say Botox is too expensive, but we spoke to 50 people who just paid for the treatment and none of them looked surprised.
Mr. Jones got a nasty rash from his new blanket. Good job he kept the receipt. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover as much as his body, it's not half as warm.
When they came home to find saloon doors and 6 dead Native Americans, they knew they were the victim of cowboy builders.
Firstly, we'd like to apologise for the mispronunciation on last week's show, and particularly to those people who, as a result, have invested all of their life savings in ISIS.
The house was haunted, and when he refused to pay the £200 for the exorcism, it was repossessed.
Dear Watchdog, I bought these pork scratchings, but they all taste a bit David Cameron-y.
The kids were left shocked, frightened and in tears. So our advice, if you're hiring a face painter, don't book a surrealist.
A word of advice for anyone that wants to buy shares in the company that makes Toblerone. This is a pyramid scheme.
If you've been tempted to go abroad for cheap boob jobs, you might reconsider after hearing about Sally, who came back from Thailand and discovered her implants had been filled with helium and now they've gone tits up.
OK.
Your next topic is lines you wouldn't hear in a kid's film.
Why are you crying, Mummy? Said Pepper. Well, said Mummy Pig.
What did Cameron do to you, babe?
But why are we going this way, said Bilbo. Well, said Gandalf, we've got to find some way of stretching this shit to 3 films.
It's bad news, Dorothy. The Cowardly Lion has been shot by an American dentist.
And here come Lala, Tinky Winky, and Poe, or the Shadow Cabinet, as they're also known.
It's bad news, Pumbaa. Simba has been shot by an American dentist.
Here comes Captain Hook, who turned to piracy after his benefits were stopped.
No, James, that isn't a giant peach. That's Nicki Minaj walking away from us.
Edmund, Lucy, bad news.
Hi, Harry Potter. It's me, your friend Ron Weasley. Don't I look a little bit like that James Acaster we saw on Mock the Week? Hey, here's a good idea. Let's go to all of his gigs and shout Ron Weasley at him in the audience, because no one's ever done that before.
Hello, we're the Railway Children, except on Sundays when we're known as the Bus Replacement Children.
Once a year, there is an event called the Hunger Games, or as some call it, London Fashion Week.
Half grizzly bear and half buffalo. The Gruffalo was the biggest, scariest animal in the whole wood, until one day he got a job presenting Mock the Week.
Nemo? Me? No.
Nanny McPhee, I've got bad news. We're replacing you with Nanny McSmallerfee from Belarus.
I'm Herbie, a VW Beetle. I've falsified my emissions tests.
So as you can see, we filmed the whole movie over Skype, which is why we called it Frozen.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is we can disembowel a gazelle in 10 seconds.
At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Hugh and Gary. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Gary Delaney, Hugh Dennis and Josh Whittaker. Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Zoe Lyons and James Acaster. Thanks for watching. I'm Darrell Green. Good night.
Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien, and if I'm standing here, that can only mean it's time for our end of series special. There'll be outtakes, new material, favourite clips, and a sensational song and dance ending with Jeremy Corbyn, Sepp Blatter, and a pig's head on board a megabus. So stay tuned for that. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I showed the panel a topical image and asked them to tell me what's happening. So here's a picture of the... Oh, you went that too quickly, didn't I? Yeah, do you want me to roll back and do it again? Do you want to do it again? Sorry, you want me to... Yeah, you like that to reveal and then
It's been a cracking start to the show,
Really
isn't it?
We start with a round called Picture of the Week. In this round, I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's happening here?
Foreplay.
Foreplay is the first answer we've received.
Is David Cameron saying, I met your mum once?
Is it a poster for the new film Babe 3, City Boy and the Pig?
Has the Ashley Madison website been hacked again?
Well done at taking two recent stories and slamming them together into one top-quality punchline.
Is the cameras going, whatever you do, don't open your mouth?
Don't go at any stage, right? Because we are not the ones who made this story happen, right?
As somebody said, pulled pork, and David Cameron's going, no, we're just good friends.
Oh, lovely stuff.
That is not the answer.
Is it Prime Minister updates his Tinder profile picture?
Is this a photo of David Cameron singing a rousing rendition of Two Become One by the Spice Girls?
Is Cameron going, no, I won't blow your house down, provided you just do a little something for me?
I mean, he has caught the pig in front of the house made of bricks, to be fair. It's the third one.
Yeah. He's looking very happy in that picture, though. Is it Prime Minister gets a massive lard on?
Is there an angry farmer somewhere shouting, no, David, I said pluck a fig?
Is that a phrase anyone has ever said? Oh, where are you off? Fig plucking.
I'd sooner be a fig plucker than a fig plucker's son. Well done, thank you very much, actually. I was gambling there, but I got it.
I think that photo is just David Cameron going, well, this photo shoot's never going to come back and bite me on the arse, is it?
Yeah, there's no harm in me visiting a petting zoo. There won't be any problems with that whatsoever.
Surely that would be a heavy petting zoo, anyway. Given
What are the latest money-saving proposals for the police that were announced this week?
This is Leicestershire Police. They have been saving money by only investigating burglaries at even-numbered houses, and they've told everybody about it.
To be fair to Leicester Police, this odd number even thing was a trial they ran because they don't have the resources to investigate every crime and they needed some way to divide it. So one street doesn't get a full forensic investigation.
I think it's not only houses, is it? Shops as well. You can rob any 7-Eleven you like now.
Apparently, they will only investigate a burglary at an odd-numbered house if there's blood at the scene or there's been an arrest.
Yes, it's serious.
Yeah, so, you know, if you live in an odd-numbered house and you want to get an investigation and there's no blood and no arrest, presumably your only option is to cut yourself or confess.
Or quickly menstruate.
Oh, set him up.
Quickly.
That was menstruate. That is the worst superpower ever.
Time is of the essence, darling. We're not going to get this DVD player back without you putting some effort in. So go on.
If they're trying to do policing on the cheap, though, why don't they employ those stripograms? Because they've already got their own uniform, haven't they?
I think they're more expensive than the police.
If they're trying to detain people, they can obviously, you know, they'll be able to do that
Give
and
me
distract
one
them
reason.
at the same...
Give me one reason to say, copper, really? want to thank whoever from the production company who left the disc-free Philips Monitor User's Manual on my desk for me to see during the show. It's really handy. I'll upload that as the show proceeds. Genuinely, it's in 2 languages, in Japanese as well. Oh, it comes with the monitor drivers and the smart control software. Lovely. Ching ching.
Does that mean that we've recorded none of this so far?
Who has been running wild with Bear Grylls recently?
Obama.
Obama, yes.
Yeah.
That's him. A selfie of him. Why was he there? What was he doing?
He was there on a survival sort of programme for 2 days, but you think it would have been a doddle for Obama, wasn't it? I mean, he has survived 8 years as a black US president.
Does he realise that he's still president? Because he's just pissing around now. 2 weeks' time, you're going to hear the phrase dancing for survival. Barack and Christina.
This is supposed to be a survival programme. What technique are they demonstrating here? A selfie without a stick?
And also, of all the places where you could find a stick, you'd think they could make one.
They fashioned one. They fashioned a stick for selfies out of local shrubbery. Yes, it is. Oh, my God. Hilariously, my monitor just stopped working. If only we had the instruction disc for a monitor. There are crisis negotiations taking place between the IMF and, well, the troika of different bodies who've lent money to them and to the Greeks, and I think the Greeks will win the negotiation, and I'm willing to go on the line for this, because with only some time to go during the negotiation, with the Greeks going, please, give us a bail us out, bail us out, bail us out, all they need to do, they've got one card that the Greeks can play, which is they can play that music, which means you will eventually, because it just starts like it's just quietly in the background, just slowly. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. And then, over time, slowly the pressure builds on this music until eventually it's like, give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. Give us some money. No. And eventually, I believe it gets us faster and faster until, you know, give us some money. 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 Go. And don't you have the cash. Take the cash and go. Leave me alone. It's just fine. Really, I just wanted you to spend the rest of the evening going... Ding, 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 ding.
Could you hear that as well?
I was worried there for a second.
Can we play the music again?
Oh, I love the music. Yeah, let's go. One more time. The middle bit.
Just be so strong again.
Oh my God, this is so fun. They're going faster than us. They're going too fast.
This table take our combined weight. We'll get on it.
Just flip the table over, Jeff. We'll try. We can flip it.
I'm sure the people of Greece will be absolutely delighted.
Is it, according to legend, how much of you is your head?
Yes. Should be noted.
I'll tell you what it could be, Ansu. What proportion of that team have I seen completely butt naked?
Yeah. We used to share a flat, and I used to get bored and get in your bed.
I didn't live with Rob permanently. This is an Edinburgh Festival situation. I don't want people to think that we had actually cohabited on a permanent basis. But what did happen was... So Rob used to get naked all the time. He would windmill. Do you know...
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
It was more like the propeller on an Airfix plane.
Windy Miller's here again! Windy Miller!
You know, just constantly.
Windy Miller! Windy Miller isn't the... Windy Miller isn't the thing that... He's a little man who walked through. Who was the little man who's walking through your penis?
Well, so Rob was backstage at the show. He knew that I hated this whole naked thing. I said, thank you very much, I've been Rob Shagnay. That's how I usually finish a show. And then I put the mic into stand, turn around, Rob's waiting in the wings, windmilling his arse off again.
Surprise! Windy Miller's back!
Is windmilling just waving it about, or is there something
Well,
more,
it's whirling,
more
isn't it?
technical?
You're not actually grinding corn or anything. It's just...
So it's got no... It serves no practical purpose.
doesn't,
It's
no.
not
You
driving our economy in any way.
No. At no point will Rob make bread
What are the chances? What are the chances if you put wings on that you could get unpowered flight? Do you think?
I've got quite a small cock, so I don't.
Do you think that if you had a big one, it would be possible?
I'm a dreamer.
Our next round is called Newsreel, replaying a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and asks you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prime Minister.
Well, lovely to see you, David. Oink, oink. Lovely to see you too, Angler. Particularly because when the car pulled up, I thought you were Nicola Sturgeon. Terrible woman. Anyway, loving the jacket. Have you come as one of the minions? I'm wearing yellow because it's the colour of Nick Clegg and I know how much you miss him. Also, it's the colour of mustard you might have on pork. Oh, what, that silly thing? Oh, that's a plinth, small enough to hold the names of every refugee we haven't let in from Syria. Anyway, over to you, Angler. Thank you very much, David. There are many things. Germans would like to teach Britain how to make a decent car, how to falsify emissions records. Oh, God, I can't help daydreaming. I wonder how Porky is now. But this time, mostly I want to talk about the European referendum. You plan to renegotiate, then hold an in-out referendum. This is wrong. It should be in-out, then shake it all about. Well, thank you, Angler. That's certainly the approach I took in Oxford all those years ago. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Moving on, what has the government launched for worried parents this week?
Oh, it's a kind of instructions on the acronyms your kid might be using on the internet?
Yes, it is. It's a guide for parents and presumably also paedophiles as to what acronyms children are using online.
So it'd be like naked in front of the computer is one of them?
Yeah, NIFC is naked in front of the computer, yeah.
They're living very different lives to when I was a teenager. The only time I was naked in front of the computer is if I took a shower halfway through playing Championship Manager.
P999 means parents, alert. MOS means mother over shoulder. Yeah. Which presumably means like she's staring over the shoulder rather than, oh. Can't text now, got my mother over my shoulder.
MOOS is member of the other sex.
Yes.
Or presumably mother over other shoulder.
Bloody hell, coming down with the mothers on the shoulder. Jesus Christ. Whose mother are you two, anyway?
Are parents not just going to get paranoid of every single acronym they read
absolutely.
now? Just going like, oh, I think my son's doing ganja, cocaine, speed and ecstasy. No, he's doing his GCSEs. That's what he's doing.
They'll read it like a text and at the end of it it's just say bye. What's this mean? What's this mean at the end of the text? What's it mean? BYE. Bring your erection. What is it? Bring it!
Bring your erection. That classic booty call of bring your erection. Have you ever been there and you've forgotten it? Oh, no.
Oh, that's my erection.
Don't think about coming round here without your erection again.
The only revenge, really, for parents is to turn and go, yeah, you think you've got a code for that? You think you're not the only one with a code. Remember that weekend that you were staying with your grandmothers because we were going to a school reunion? Oh, no, you and your mum. Boom! That's all we're doing, right? Trying to describe it to you. Yeah, that's what we did. We booked a hotel somewhere. That's all we did. Yeah.
And do you remember when we told you that your dog went to the farm?
Yeah. Me and your mum. Boom! Here's a picture of Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn this week. So what's going on here?
Is this the beginning of the world's most harrowing sex education lesson?
Launching the new Trident replacement?
Is it just him going, ladies?
Did you just do that in my voice?
That's what I think is a really sexy voice.
Oh,
Josh,
cheers,
so
mate,
it's really
cheers.
good.
Yeah.
Has the marrow entered Jeremy Corbyn in a funny-looking vegetable competition?
Is this a photo of the last two leaders of the Labour Party?
Corbyn defects to the Greens.
Oh, lovely work.
Thanks.
Totally right.
I think that's the first joke I've done in 3 years on it.
Not just on air.
Is he saying new debating rules? We can only speak when we are holding the marrow.
This is a photo of a politician and a really big vegetable. Two of the only things that wear rosettes.
Is it Jeremy Corbyn's party piece? And he says, I intend to close the conference by playing Jerry Rafferty's Baker Street on my marrow.
Oh, if you just mind if you played air saxophone on a marrow, that would be the finest.
That's the only way he'll join in with the national anthem is on a novelty marrow sax.
Very good. That would be great. That would be right. That would be
Is it Corbyn recreating the dick pic he sent to Diane Abbott?
Look, it looks like the massive penis of a man who is hiding in that tree.
It's over Jeremy Corbyn's shoulder. During a difficult time, the one thing we've always been able to rely on is but now they're doing our dance wrong, incorrectly. Because that music comes on, I start doing lobster hands for some random reason. I keep doing this, like it's a pincer dance. Not getting closer. In other news, what have BBC producers asked... Sorry, do it again. Don't. In other news, what have BBC bosses asked their producers to do this week?
BBC who's?
The BBC producers. Shall I do that again?
Oh, is this part of the story? It's about mumbling?
It's mumbling, yeah. All right, OK, don't point to a mumbler.
It was very clever how you gave us a clue.
Yeah, I play with the form. In other news...
Was it about forced enunciation?
It was about forced enunciation, yes, it was. Asked their producers to do this week. Yeah, it was about mumbling, all right? Not this show. This show's never been accused of it, despite me hosting it. But other shows...
Because what you don't know is at home they can press the red button and Stephen Fry pops up and translates it for everyone.
See him doing it. Well, what I think Dara is trying to say is the points go down. And anyway, yes, it is about mumbling. Specifically,
there was a drama, which I didn't see, maybe someone else did. I think it was called Jamaica Inn, and they had lots and lots of complaints, and now the other dramas, like Pole Dark, that I also haven't seen. Is that him? Pole Dark?
Pole Dark, yeah.
So it's very popular, so now they're really worried.
Yes, they were worried, yes.
I actually saw Jamaica Inn, because I watched it thinking it was going to be something else that it wasn't. I was like, Jamaica's changed.
Get the words out.
It's meant to be very good, Pole Dark, isn't it? But it is, in fact, an anagram of old crap.
I remember having similar problems with Pingu, though, and they never changed that.
Do you still watch it to check?
Yeah, I have to stay up late and wait for the guy doing the sign language to...
Oh, Pingu.
Brilliant. That was what the subtitles come up with.
It's brilliant. The guy just stood in the corner going...
The mumbling issue is quite important, though, isn't it? Because I think Jeremy Corbyn has even appointed a minister for mumbling, because he feels it's important that their voices be heard. Why not? Why not?
What was the big story in men's football this week?
Men football?
The Copa America is on, right? And a player got sent off because the guy who was marking him fingered him in the backside.
Yeah.
And then when he turned around, the guy who'd done the deed with the finger pretended to go down as if he'd been hit.
He fingered him and then went down.
Yeah, exactly.
How is that a bookable offence? That
seems, if anything,
sounds generous.
It seems overly intimate.
Yeah, he got his bum hole fingered, didn't he?
There was some contact.
Well, the finger went in his bum hole.
In the general area. It was quite proctological. There was an element of, well, if you're going to check my prostate, at least train for a few years in this field.
I like how you're making it scientific, but we just want to say bumhole fingering.
He put his finger in his bumhole.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say the word bumhole more often than this, Rob.
Bumhole is funny, isn't it?
You finally got a catchphrase, something that people can shout at you in the street.
I almost regret bringing that story up now. Can we move on?
I mean, you brought it up, Dara, to be fair.
OK. The next story. OK, maybe before... OK. OK. What became legal across all of the United States this week?
Bumhole fingering.
Stop it.
It's very difficult to lie and claim you're taller than you are when you're the only member of the team that's on a booster seat.
The way nature of these things, you have to do little pickups that'll cover various options for the... Fuck me, everyone is gone.
Am I invisible?
Oh, no, you're still here, Hugh. You're always here.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm here. I've already gone.
OK.
We are live from Las Vegas for the grudge match of the century between Hulk Hogan and the Harlem Globetrotters. Racist, isn't he? I can't do it all.
I'm almost certain my producer has got this wrong. I'm a train, bollock, piddle, fuck, wank.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll definitely we're doing that again. That was the shittiest 6 people getting out of chairs we've had in 10 years of this show. OK, we need you to answer this question.
OK.
We've chosen you to answer this question because of many of your unique skills, including your attendance. Why did one of Corbyn's shadow cabinet appointments upset farmers? Unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
How long can I keep this up?
I've got the buzzer. There's also an answer for this one, probably coming from Hugh again. Hugh, you're on fire today, I have to say. Compliment you on how well...
I was on fire, but I've wet myself, so...
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Hugh and Nathan!
Ed, Hugh and Milton?
Nathan. Sorry, I apologise. I mumbled it. I said Nathan.
You said Milton.
You did not say Milton. There is literally no way...
Me and Milton, we get confused all the time.
All the time.
Tom Daley there receiving surprisingly low marks. Pat balls.
In other news, what essential task will British astronaut Major Tim Peake be responsible for aboard the International Space Station?
He's going to unclog the shitter.
He's not. That's a fucking problem. Yeah. He's still just as funny now as it was early on. OK, so translate this, Stephen fucking Fry. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a science documentary.
The dinosaurs were wiped out by a giant asteroid. Silly them for all standing in the same place.
Let the proton see the electron.
Scientists in Loughborough found the formula to make the perfect cup of tea, which is quite controversial as the grant was for AIDS research.
See, and the problem with cocaine is it's well Moorish.
Well, we could ask a proper scientist about this, or we could ask Dara Ó Briain.
Hello, my name's Dara Ó Briain. And to try and bring science to the masses, I'm going to appear in a programme with Stephen Hawking wearing a ridiculous hat.
Just enough with the, just, you know... I love that hat, by the way.
Hello, I'm Dara Ó Briain. And I've got a massive head and a massive brain. But all I get to do in this bit is just press a little button.
Mr. O'Brien, I award you a PhD. Phenomenal head, Dara.
I would just like to say that I think Dara Ó Briain's a legend.
I work with Dara Ó Briain. And today, my experiment is to turn this joke into a P45.
OK. The next topic is lines you wouldn't read in a romantic novel.
He grabbed her hand, he held it tightly, and they skipped off through the fields of daffodils. And it was at that moment she thought he might be a little bit gay.
She felt every part of his 8 inches. He was stiff, absolutely wretched, and even in her innocence, she knew her hamster was dead.
He felt a swelling down there. Shouldn't have tried to bang a beehive.
He took her hand in his and squeezed it. Now, he thought, I wonder where the rest of her body is.
I want to role play. I'll be a prince from a mythical land, and you be your sister.
He looked at the tattoo of Chinese writing on her back. He didn't know what it meant, but he did know she'd put out on a first date.
Jeremy Corbyn, you've got me blindfolded. What are you going to do now? Nothing. I just wanted to highlight the injustice of inmates detained at Camp X-Ray without a fair trial.
Why? Why does it end like this? She said. Childhood accident, he replied. I crushed it in the trouser press.
The debutantes paraded in the ballroom in front of the rich landowners, and the Master of Ceremonies proudly proclaimed, "Let the Darcys fondle the arses."
She felt her bosom heaving as Mr. Darcy came ever closer. Blimey, he said. You don't get many of them to the pound.
Marjorie, I'm going to kiss you like you've never been kissed before.
Of course I've seen a black penis before, she said. Just never attached to a white man.
At the end of that round, the point's going to end. Catherine and Andy!
Sometimes when you listen to the radio, there's a tune that you can't get out of your head. It sort of plays again and again and again. It sort of gets faster and faster and faster, and finally it comes on.